She had been running her entire life. Not from the law, not from danger, but from herself. Mara had grown up in a small town where expectations were set in stone. Graduate high school, go to college, find a stable job, get married, have kids. But Mara never fit into that mold. She wanted more. She wanted to see the world, to taste adventure, to find something, anything, that made her feel alive. So, at 19, she packed a small bag, left a goodbye note on her mother's kitchen table, and took the first bus out of town. She thought she had escaped. But running didn't erase the doubts, the fears, the echoes of voices telling her she was making a mistake. Years passed. She hopped from city to city, job to job. She worked in coffee shops, bookstores, even a fishing boat for a summer. She met people from all walks of life, each with their own stories, their own dreams and regrets. And yet, something inside her still felt unfinished. Then came the letter. A faded envelope, postmarked from home. Her mother was sick. Mara hesitated. Going back meant facing everything she had left behind. The expectations, the judgment, the whispers of a town that had never understood her. But something pulled her back. She arrived to find her mother weaker, smaller than she remembered. But her eyes still held the same fierce love that had been there since the beginning. They talked for hours. About life, about regrets, about love and loss. And for the first time, Mara realized that her mother had never wanted her to fit into a mold. She had only wanted her to be happy. You were never running away, her mother whispered one evening. You were running toward something. And I just wanted you to find it. Mara stayed. She took care of her mother, learned the rhythm of the town she once despised. And in that quiet space, she found what she had been searching for all along. Herself. When her mother passed, Mara didn't run. She stayed. She built something. A life, a purpose, a place where others like her, lost, searching, could come and find a home. She renovated the old bookstore in town, turning it into a cafe and community space. A place for wanderers, dreamers, and those who never quite fit. She lined the walls with books, each one carrying a different story, a different lesson. People began to come. At first, just a few. Then more. Travelers passing through, locals curious about the woman who had once left but chose to return. They shared their own tales over cups of coffee and the smell of fresh pastries. They found comfort in each other's journeys, knowing they weren't alone. Mara realized something profound. Running had never been about escaping. It had been about learning. About collecting pieces of herself from every place she visited, every person she met. And in the end, those pieces had led her right back to where she started. One evening, a young woman entered the cafe, hesitant, uncertain. Mara recognized the look. She had worn it once herself. The girl sat down, fidgeting with the corner of a napkin before finally looking up and asking, "How do you know when you've found what you're looking for?" Mara smiled, setting down the book she had been reading. You don't always know right away. Sometimes you have to go on the journey first. But when you do find it, you'll feel it. Deep in your bones. And when that moment comes, you'll stop running. The girl nodded, taking a deep breath, as if absorbing the weight of those words. Mara had come full circle. She wasn't just living her story anymore, she was helping others find theirs. And that, she realized, was the greatest adventure of all.